have this mild obsession with just following random players in TF2, so I'm following this free-to-play heavy and he just keeps on running away from me. So I give him some air blast shoves and he leads us to a cave. Then he goes and sits in a corner and then taunts and engineer builds a dispenser which traps him and makes him start hovering. And he quickly is stabbed by the sniper and we all decide to take a nap. This clip raises many questions, like why did he run so far? Why did he lead us to the cave? Why did he taunt? Why did Sniper kill him? What sort of hive mind mentality caused us to all kill bind? So to figure out the TF2 mentality, I'm going to be looking for the oddballs of TF2's matchmaking system and trying to understand the thought process behind their actions. Here's a clip of a heavy utilizing his First Amendment right by pressing the voice chat button on his keyboard, while a group of demo men beat him with their frying pans. This ends up working out well for him. In this clip we get a rare display of altruism. Only using quick chat keys I can convince this primitive creature to boost me up so we can share the fence. Then, later, on the same fence, we all unanimously decide to taunt on the railing. In this clip, I run into this enemy Blue Pyro. This activates the neurons in his brain, and he then decides to burn me to a crisp.
Why did he wait so long?
Which causes him to pause and feel extreme remorse. Check out this sniper practicing in case he ever travels to the UK. Okay, how about we take a little break from all this violence and take a look at these silly engineers.
Oh my... What did I just walk into?
Or this medic that was edging the final cap and then laughing at us. Or how about this funny pyro shooting ghosts on the floor and... oh, yeah, that's not good. Okay, how about this clip of this heavy just giving me a great big hug and I'm dead. Okay, great. The medic found this to be particularly humorous. What about this clip of a demo man who found out how to get into this secret room and I'm backstabbed? I think the lesson from all this is that TF2 players can't avoid violence no matter how hard they try, so why not just embrace it, like this gang of heavies protecting the cart with their lives and Second Amendment right. It seems they are acting as a pack mentality with the most vocal being the alpha or the leader. This goes on for a while, by the way. And this idea of all TF2 players being violent applies to me too, like how I chase down this innocent engineer and lead him to run into a dead end and question his life decisions. This standard of violence leads some players to be fearful and skittish, like this heavy running for his life. Now granted, this fear was warranted because I did end up killing him. It's just a very interesting notion. In this clip, me and this other demo man shoot various threats at each other.
I'm going to strangle you, or I'm gonna beat you so hard you'll have a twitch.
Before he eventually goes in for the kill. Okay, I have to admit, there's something I've neglected to mention until now. There's a secret technique in TF2 where if you type these silly words in the console, you can unlock the ability to commit suicide. It goes without saying this happens a lot during combat, and people really get creative with this mechanic, like this scout tripping on this chemical spill. Another thing this demo man so kindly demonstrates is players' tendency to kill bind under pressure, even if the threat isn't real.
No!
Another example of this is this heavy that I surround with stickies and then explode bind, which shocks his system, causing him to kill bind. At least Engineer was having fun. Another thing I noticed is players' immediate compliance from voice commands. One of the more toxic things you can do with kill binding is to kill someone, then immediately kill bind, effectively saying, "I'm only here for you." But there's also some odd outliers, like the scout who turns around and killbinds after seeing the spy. Or in this clip, which there is a lot going on in this clip that is hard to explain, so how about we slow it down and break things up piece by piece. First I tried to taunt kill this scout, but he easily dodged it, causing this medic and this demo, who flied in from the upper atmosphere, to laugh at me. So I stabbed the demo man, but then killbind so that it doesn't kill him. But another demo man finishes the job with his own taunt kill, and this scout narrowly misses his taunt kill, and the demo does the afraid emote. And this is what happens when 24 individual deranged minds each work with their own goals in mind. Chaos. And what I've noticed to be the most deranged and chaotic class of all is the engineer. Not because they run around killing everyone, but for the opposite reason. Most engineers seem adverse to violence, instead just allowing things to fold out around them, which for a game like TF2 is the most chaotic thing you can do. And I can't help but give in. Their pacifism is contagious. They seem to live in their own little world. I'm not sure if they know that they queued into a team-based shooter game, but I am glad that they don't.
No.
This leads me to show you a player I hold near and dear to my heart. I queued up for 2 Ford expecting the same old thing, and that's exactly what I got. but my whole world changed when I went into the blue intel room. His name is Cloverbot, and he is amazing. He's an engineer who acts like a bot and spends all of his time wandering the intel room. So join me in observing this curious specimen. The first thing I noticed was that he spends a lot of his time wandering and spinning aimlessly, which I found to be hilarious. Another thing is he seems to lack any goal or competence.
Me? Just hanging around.
But quickly things get serious for Clover as he has to face the reality of death, which he promptly laughs at, and then steals from the dead body. After this ostensibly traumatizing event, Clover goes back to his pattern of hitting buildings, but he is rudely interrupted by the ghosts in the walls that he quickly neutralizes with his trusty pistol. Soon after this, something terrifying happens. I lose track of Clover. I promptly leave the intel room searching for him, but encounter a different engineer having a meeting with a heavy, who turns out to be a spy. After this odd encounter, I go back to the intel room and am relieved to find my best pal doing what he does best, which is nothing. Later he gets sidetracked by this heavy, which leads him up these stairs to where an actual fight is going on. He shoots a couple bullets and quickly taunts over his teammate's dead body.
It's a dead ringer.
Back in the intel room, me and this other engineer do a little dance, which really gets Clover excited. A little while later, I find Clover staring at this map, which I can only assume is him plotting for world domination. And then something crazy happens. Me and the other engineer are doing the man robotics taunt, and Cloverbot actually joins in. He then spams the medic voice line, and we go back and forth through teleporters for a while. After this, we are faced with an intruder. He seems innocent at first, but Clover sees something I don't and identifies him as a threat. He makes short work of him and is sure to taunt after killing him. Back in the intel room, one of the sentries kills this red spy, and Clover makes sure to deface the dead body as well as taunt on it. After this, I locate an invis spy on top of Clover's sentry and alert Clover of his presence. Eventually, Clover sees the spy and ruthlessly kills him. At his core, Cloverbot is the embodiment of the TF2 mentality. He has his own goals and motives that drive him to be this random enigma we've learned to love. He laughs at others' pain, he shoots sporadically at nothing, and yes, even he occasionally is driven to violence. But the most important lesson I learned from Clover is that every experience is temporary, and eventually he went AFK and left us forever. If it's any consolation, we figured out we could push his lifeless body into our teleporters, and we gave him the warrior's death he truly deserved.
No way.
And that's where our journey ended. I don't think the takeaway here is that TF2 players are good or bad, violent or peaceful, or even particularly rational. It's that everyone is just reacting to the space they've been dropped into. Some people fill it with taunts, some people fill it with bullets, and some people, like Clover, just exist until things move with them. So the next time you queue up, don't rush to make something happen. With a little patience, things will just happen around you instead. You might not win the match, but you might just walk away with an experience worth remembering.